Okay guys, you have been asking me what I'm doing to lubricate my AK rifles. What is the best procedure? Well, I don't know what is the best procedure. I will tell you what I have been told and what I have learned when serving with these type of the rifles. Basically by manual, they are telling you that you can use two type of the lubricants on the AK rifles. You can either use the grease or you can use like oil, and the main difference is you have to look at the temperature outside. If it is below 5 degrees Celsius, which is 41 Fahrenheit, you don't want to use a grease. You should probably use oil. When it is above 5 Celsius, you are more than welcome to use the grease. That's what the book says, that's what the manual says, so I'm just telling you, and I'm applying to these rules, and I never been failed by these rules. So this is what you can read in AKM manual or in the AK74 type manual. The same thing, they are basically identical for the lubrication process. So for choice of the lubricants, as I said, you can use either the oil. Oil could be applied all year round, so you really don't have to be concerned about the temperatures. If you want to buy into some hype, you can go with the Fire Clean or whatever makes you happy. For grease, you can use the Frog Lube. It's very popular in the United States. Or you can just go to Walmart and get the can of the multi-duty extreme pressure high temperature grease, which is like, I think it's like $3 or $4, and you got the whole can basically of grease, and it serves very well. So I honestly, I have been using a different cleaning supplies and different lubricants. I don't see any increase or decrease of performance by going with one or another one, but it is your choice. Whatever you guys want to choose, you can choose it and apply. And going back to our lubricating process, today it's really hot outside. We got over 70 degrees and the weather, winter is gone. So what I'm going to use, that grease from Walmart. I have my Q-tips ready for this process. Why Q-tips? Sometimes it's easier to access some areas like on the rails with the Q-tips better than with the finger, but by no means, if you want to use fingers. So basically right now, what I want to do is, I want to put a little bit of coating of grease on the rails, inside the rail, on both sides, and on the top of the rails as well. So let me dip the Q-tip in it, just a little bit. On the outside, I will use my finger to spread the thin layer of that grease. And don't forget about the other side as well. Okay, not too much, just a little bit. Then let's use that Q-tip to do the greasing inside the rails. So again, just a thin, not too much layer of the grease. The same for the other side. Always keep remembering about the other side. Okay, you can use the finger if it fits, why not? It's just gonna get, maybe a little bit greasy, but it's not going to kill you. Then I also like to put a little bit thin grease on the top of the trigger hammer right there, so I got some nice and smooth traction. Okay, so that's basically for the rails. I think that's good enough here. You can flip it upside down and kind of access it from the magazine well side, and the same, dip your finger and move the finger or Q-tip, either whatever works for you, and grease those rails on the other side from the bottom up. So you got some grease there too. Okay, not too much, it's just just a little bit. It's just like a very thin layer of grease. You don't need a lot of lubricants on AKs, unless it's going for the longer time to the storage, but that's a completely different conversation at this point. Alright, so we are done with the rails. If you're putting a rifle for a longer storage too, you may add a thin oil to the chamber, thin coating to the chamber and to the barrel, but then before the shooting, run the bore snake a few times or brush, you know, to kind of remove it and clean it in patches. Don't forget it, okay? So we are kind of done with the rails. Now, for the bolt carrier group, I like to put the thin coating on the top of the bolt carrier group. You will see the marks where that metal is basically grinding off or where it's getting affected. Just the thin, just a little bit, not too much. You know, really, you shouldn't even feel it. It's like gently, you know, massage that part. Don't get any stupid ideas, okay, when doing it. Also, for the rotating bolt part, do you see this cavity here? You can put a little bit of grease over here too. Not too much again, you know, we don't want to over grease it. Okay, the same goes for your bolt. Just the thin touch of the grease all around the bolt. Okay, just kind of massage it to it again. Then on the high points, like here, when the bolt is rotating, okay, just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it here. And basically slide the bolt back in to the bolt carrier group, rotate the level and lock the bolt in position. Okay, now the question is, what about these rails on the sides of the bolt carrier group? Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting a little bit grease here too. This time I'm going to rely more on a Q-tip because these openings are really thin and they are hard to access. And this is what I'm going to do on both sides again. Don't forget, we got both sides here, okay? And again on the top of this part, the bolt carrier group, because this is what is sliding over the hammer trigger. That's too much. Just wipe it off with your fingers. It's not going to kill you. Okay? It's looking good to me. So now you may slide in the bolt carrier group back to the rifle. You can add a little bit, just a little bit, you know, like a feeling of that grease from your fingers over the spring. Why not? Put it back to the rifle, assemble it. At this point, you don't have to even put the dust cover yet. Just kind of flip the rifle, use the table as a support or whatever you got. Kind of run the top of the bolt a few times. If there is any excessive of the grease, it will pop to the sides. You can wipe it off either with the piece of rag or just your fingers and kind of spread that coating on the metal parts. Don't put it on the wood. You don't want to destroy the wood, but on the metal parts you can put it. Why not? Looks perfect to me. So this is basically how it's looking inside. As you can see, you can barely see the traces of the grease. There is really, you know, I'm not overdoing it. And from the bottom, grease is red, so you shouldn't see any red. It's really very thin layer, and it's just the, you know, minimum coating. All right. At the end, let's just add our dust cover to it. Okay, rack it a few more times. Again, perform the function check. Okay, and that will be it, guys. This is how I do the final lubrication of my AKs. The same goes for the AK74 clones. They are basically, you know, identical inside. You know, the sizes are different a little bit, but the lubricating procedure doesn't matter. So whatever you're doing for your AKM, you could be doing for your AK74 clone. Let me know if you have any questions. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thank you, guys.